Do the burdens of your past feel like they're too much to carry?
Well, that's what we're going to talk about today here on My Sober Truth. Well, it's May 8th, and it's time for another double shot of My Sober Truth. A resting place. Great reading today.
Yeah.
I love that line, and it talks about the steps all being about deflating egos.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody likes to have their ego deflated, but
No.
you know, you've said before, you've quoted to me many times that, what was the statement you made about ego and egomaniacs?
Well, I was an egomaniac with an inferiority complex.
So as a former egomaniac with an inferiority complex, what was it like approaching the fifth step knowing that this part of you needed to be laid down?
I didn't like it. It was very scary. I didn't like it and I didn't want to do it. It was scary to think about laying down all the defense mechanisms that I had ever had.
Right.
And that's really kind of what what you're doing here. Thank goodness I probably didn't realize the extent of it when I was doing it. You know, all I knew at that point was I needed some change in my life. Right. And what I had been doing hadn't worked, and I wanted to do something different. And they told me this would work, and I believed them. And really, honestly, I started to feel a little different maybe with the previous steps, but this is the one where when you do it and you do it wholeheartedly, change starts happening.
Gotcha. The
way that you feel about yourself and about your life starts to happen. It never fails when I talk to somebody about it. They talk about this step, and you don't even realize this isn't the hardest step that you do.
Right.
Some of the ones that seem a little, you don't really get them when you first read them, that come after this are really tough. This step is the one everybody's worried about, step 4, step 5. No one wants to write down a list of all the stuff they've done wrong. And no one wants to talk about all their resentments they have towards everybody, because when you speak them out loud, sometimes they sound kind of stupid. So deflating the ego, my ego is what protected me. My ego is what kept me safe. And to think that I was going to stick a pin in that,
right,
it was scary.
Right. So you went through the process.
Yes.
You made it alive out to the other side.
I did.
So how did that process of coming clean to someone else, unburdening yourself, help you in your journey?
Well, you know, you don't even realize it when you're going through it, but it takes a weight off. You know, you talk about, you hear people say, drop the rock. It's all that stuff that's been burdening you for so long, all the stuff that, and when I say burdening you, sometimes that's kind of, what does that really mean?
Right.
What does that mean? So for me, what that meant was, it allowed me to get it out, get this stuff out, and then kind of organize it into a way that I could do some work on it. It also allowed me, talking with someone else who had no emotional, he didn't have any emotional attachment to anything that I was telling him. He not only could help me lay it out so that I could figure out how I was going to go about trying to make things right, cleaning up my side of the street, so to speak. Not only did he help me with that, he could also help me realize how a lot of the stuff that I was carrying around just wasn't reasonable. It was ridiculous. I was carrying around stupid stuff that I had just held on to, grudges that I had held on to. And, you know, you get them, it becomes a part of your identity when you carry it around for so long. And then you have this other stuff that starts coming to the surface. When you clear out the stuff on the top, other stuff starts coming to the surface, things that you hadn't even thought about. For me, things that I hadn't even thought about in a long time started bubbling to the surface, and I started remembering things. Well, all of those things, I have no doubt, played into my subconsciousness. And even though I didn't think about them every day, they were still a problem for me because they played into how I felt about myself. So even though I may not have remembered a little bitty lie that I told someone 10 years ago, my subconscious remembers that.
Gotcha.
And all of that plays into how I feel about myself. And how I feel about myself plays into how I'm going to treat myself, but then how I'm going to treat others and how I'm going to conduct myself moving through life. It's a lot to take in. It really is. And it gets really deep, and I highly recommend it.
Well, I mean, you said it before, people fear the step,
Yeah.
but getting to the other side of that step, it's like the floodgates open.
It does. It really is.
And your eyes get open. And maybe for the first time in life, you have the opportunity to see yourself, or not in life for a long time, to see yourself as you actually are.
Right.
Which is a great foundation to build on.
Right.
So Sean, as we wrap up, I want to pose the same question to our viewers today, especially for those of you guys who've been through step 5. Share with us this. How did doing step 5, coming clean to a trusted confidant, really help you in your recovery journey? Think about it. Write your questions, write the answer to this question in the comments section below. We can't wait to read what you have to say, and we can't wait to hear how your testimony helped someone else on their road to recovery today. And on that note, for My Sober Truth, I'm Mark.
And I'm Sean, and here's hoping that today you stay drunk with success. Love y'all.
Hey folks, thanks for watching. If you're thirsty for another round, then belly on up to mysobertruth.com and click on the double shot button today. There you'll find the encouragement, inspiration, and support that'll help you stay clean, on track, and prospering in every area of your life. Take a moment to subscribe to this channel, and if you got a minute, stick around. Let's watch another video together.